If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome to a chakra balancing yoga experience. We'll start from our root chakra, go all the way up to the crown today so that we can understand the energy in our chakras and how to get balanced with yoga. Go ahead and close your eyes and just start to connect first to your breath. Breathing in and out just through the nose. It's always a good time to go through an emotional baggage check, to clear out what no longer serves you and make room for what will. The chakras are 7 energy centers that run along the central channel of our spine. And if we understand these energies, it can help as a tool to clearing out some of that baggage, coming to a sense of balance and focus. As we practice today, as we move through each of the 7 chakras, we're just touching on them, each one. So if one feels particularly good to you, maybe that's where a place where you already have a good sense of balance. If one feels very difficult, the poses are strange in your body, the energy changes a little bit, maybe that's where you can build up a little bit of energy, have a little more balance in that area. Let's see how it feels. Let's listen to our breath, be very intuitive about our experience today. Open your eyes. Let's take a breath together in unity. Bring your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach up, feeling the energy all around you. Exhale, release. Draw your arms down. Good. Let's start on our feet. So get up to stand. If you've got a bolster or a blanket under you, just shift it off to the side. And let's just stand on our feet, starting to feel the root, the base. Now the root is anything that's going to be on the ground. In this case, it's our feet here. So let's spread our toes wide, put the toes back down again, trying to have each toe have their own space. And then draw your shoulders back and tuck your chin just a little bit. You can close your eyes or keep them open, but let's just shift gently from side to side, kind of all around. Find that root on the floor. Our first chakra is the root chakra. It's right at the base of the spine, in the tailbone. It's associated with the color red, and it's all about security, grounding, feeling centered, feeling that first focus. The idea is that we can't move upward if we don't have a firm base underneath us, a foundation. So let's feel rooted as we hold our energy still, rooted to the floor, but it's not heavy. There's a sense of lift that comes upward through the body. Let's shift toward a balance, physical balance, Vrksasana, tree pose. So move over to your right leg and start to bring your left leg up. You can bring your hands to heart center. If you feel a good sense of balance today, you might reach your arms up overhead, and that's great too. We are rooted to the floor with that right leg and lots of energy moving up the body. See if you can find your physical sense of balance today. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and gently shift that right leg or left leg down. Now move over to the left and pull the right leg up, trying to move it to the same height as on the previous side. Again, start at heart center. If you want to extend those arms up, you can. This side is much harder for me. I'll do my best to really focus on that breath. Whoo, see how I wiggle all around. Oh, this one's hard. Take one more breath. Root chakra, it's a challenge. Inhale. Exhale, come back down. That is certainly a sense of personal challenge for me, that balance on my left side. Turn and start to focus into Sira Namaskara A. I'll turn to my side so that you can see the profile of me. You face whatever direction is best for your viewing. Inhale, reach your arms up as we lift up. Feel your feet rooting down. Exhale, swan dive forward, down toward your mat. Inhale, look up halfway, lift, just an extension of your spine. Exhale, hands come down to the mat and step back to plank. Here you can stay lifted or you can drop to your knees, you choose. I'll show it on my knees. Chaturanga, elbows bend, let ourselves hover for just a breath. Inhale, press up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, open up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Here we can find our root once more, our heels pressing toward the mat. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't, but our fingers spread wide so that we can feel that connection, that energy from the floor that lifts upward through our body. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step up to the hands. Exhale, fold down into your legs, nice deeply forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, arms by your sides. Nice. Let's try it again. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, deeply bent. Inhale, look up, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, step back. Again, you can drop to your knees. This time I'll stay lifted, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good. Find that root, that connection, heels and hands. And then let's get even closer to the earth. Bend your knees and come down into a child's pose for just a moment. Feel yourself sinking back toward the hips and reaching forward. We are close to the ground, but we're also starting to move toward our hip chakra. That's the next chakra, the sacral chakra. Sometimes when we do our yoga poses, you'll notice that they encapsulate all, different chakras all together. So here we can feel ourselves rooted to the floor, but we can also start to enjoy that hip sensation. Good. Lift up, very nice. Let's grab a block as we start to move into our second chakra. You might take a block on the floor and we'll move into a squat. So I'll demonstrate with the block. I'll take my feet about hip width distance apart and I can sit down right onto that block. This is Malasana, definitely a variation of Malasana. If you are comfortable going deeper, you would just remove the block and sit down and gently press open. So now we're putting all this energy, all of our weight into our hips. But of course our feet are on the floor keeping us grounded. We have not left that first chakra behind. We're building onto it. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is just below the navel at the sacrum, and it represents creativity, romantic relationships, fluidity, movement. It's associated with the color orange and the element of water. Good. Feel it there. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down to the mat. If you have a block there, don't worry, you can just leave it. Let's lift up our hips and bring our feet back to parallel if they're not already, hip width distance apart. Now, if you've got your block and you're not very bendy in your legs, you can hold it and just put your hands on the block. If you're able, though, to grab your toes, wrap index finger and thumb around that big toe. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Pulling ourselves forward, shift our weight forward so we feel the backs of the legs. We feel those hamstrings engage and lengthen. And just breathe. This really gets deep into the back of the hips, through the hamstrings mostly. We're going to shift it in just a moment, see if we can feel the difference. So let's look up. Inhale. Exhale, bring our hands to our waist. Inhale, lift up the rest of the way. Good, good. Now step your feet wide. So we'll move to Prasarita Padottanasana A. This is going to open that space in the sacrum, in the low back. Take your hands to your hips again. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, back down. Now, if you've got your block, you can use it. You don't need to touch the floor if you can utilize your block. Or hands to the floor and see if you can walk them back between the feet. Now, how does it feel different in this low back area? Is there a little more space? Is there a little more flow? Don't forget about your feet. Move a little weight toward your toes so that you can really feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs, in the hamstrings, the calves, the back of the hips. Breathe it deep. Good. Inhale, press into the mat, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift up. Nice job. Exhale, bring your feet back together, top of the space. Good. Let's turn our bodies, move toward our third chakra, all about power and control at the center of our body, the solar plexus. Step your right foot forward and bring that left foot back. Heel connect to the floor. Reach your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, guide the left elbow down to that right leg. You can press against if you're able to get that far. Pull your shoulder, your right shoulder toward the sky and feel that squeeze right at the center of our body. Our sacral chakra, like I said, power and control, relates to digestion because it's right at the center. It's right at our stomach. It's like the fire. It's like the fuel, right? But look at this pose for just a moment. Feel your feet rooted to the floor. Feel that outer hip stretching, and then we get the solar plexus. Everything just builds on each other. Good. Inhale, release the hands. Exhale, lift up to the sky. Inhale, take a breath. Exhale, send the gaze up as well. Now we stretch the abdominals as we do a slight back bend and look upward in our warrior one. Virabhadrasana A. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Inhale, step forward, keeping your knees bent, all about power and control. Lots of lift at the center of our body. We're in Utkatasana. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Nice job. Left side. Left foot stays forward. Right foot steps back. Firm, controlled. Root chakra first on the floor, right? Reach the hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, twist. right elbow down to that left leg. Pull that left shoulder up and back, really twisting, rotating the center of our body. Feel that squeeze. Twisting is great for digestion. Can really help to stimulate those stomach juices and things. Get things going for your day. We can feel that outer left hip a little bit. We can feel the rooting of our feet to the floor. All three chakras involved here. Nice job. Come back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, reach your arms up. Inhale, lift up to the sky. Exhale, settle those shoulders back. Feel the stretching, the lengthening of our abdominals in this warrior one. Inhale, step both feet together, keep bent. Exhale in our chair pose. Don't let this center go. Lift up and in through that middle of the body. Good, now we're gonna move to Surya Namaskara B. Take a breath here, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. This should really get our abdominals warmed up, this sequence. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back. Drop to your knees if you want. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now here we keep going. Inhale, step the right foot forward, left heel down. Raise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step back that right foot, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, raise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands back down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a breath. If you need a child's pose, do it. Take it. Inhale. Exhale. Drop down onto your knees and let's lift up from here. Nice work. We're moving into the heart chakra, which is a beautiful stretch of the abdominals of that solar plexus chakra as we back bend and open up our heart. So we're going to take Ustrasana. Heart chakra, pretty explanatory. Love, empathy, caring, giving. Let's start with one arm at a time. So reach your right hand back. Now, if your right hand does not touch your heel, it feels very far away, come onto your toes and see if you can grab your right hand or your heels with your right hand. So it's a little bit of a lift, right? Good. Then let's reach the left arm up to the sky, shift your hips forward, and send your gaze back. So we are just breathing into the front of our body, feeling this beautiful arch of the front, really opening up that heart space. It's a little vulnerable, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard to open up that heart space, but it's good for us. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your hands, drop your head. Relax for just a breath. Let's do our other side. Reach that left arm up, right arm goes down. Remember, you can be on your heels. Shift your hips forward and let your head gaze up. Feel that reach. Feel that beautiful opening of the chest. It's very nice. Good. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, drop down the hands, the head. Sometimes we just get a little dizzy, so we have to change our gaze. Now we're going to go with both hands. So start with me on your hips, pull your elbows back, and then just shift your hips forward. Maybe this is as far as you will stay, and that's great. If you want to go deeper, you can drop your hands down and press those hips and chest forward and let your head fall back. And we're in that full Ustrasana. Feel it, reach it. Enjoy that sensation through the heart center, all open and free. Good. Lift up. Nice job. Bring your hands down. Bring the top of the head to the floor. Now we're in a comfortable and a really squeezed, kind of small position of rabbit pose. So that heart pose was really vulnerable, really open. This is a little bit closed. It's okay to have a balance. It's okay to find some place where you can, really connect to that heart center. A safe place. That's all I'm trying to say. Good. Go ahead and lift up and let's sit with our right leg in front and our left leg hurtled back. Now this twist gets into the solar plexus because it's a twist, but it also opens the chest. So it's these two poses together, plus we're involving a little bit of our hips as well. Take your left hand across to grab onto that right knee. Right hand to the floor. Pull your shoulder back and let this left hip lift a little bit as you twist. Now it should feel really nice in the low back where we just did a back bend, so it feels nice to twist after back bends. But it's all open through this front of the chest area. Good. Oh, it feels good to squeeze it, but we have lots of breath flowing through our body, which is nice as well. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, release. Let's just switch our legs. So left leg goes in front, right leg pulls back. Sit equally on your hips. Reach across with your right hand. Left hand to the floor. Pull that left shoulder back. Feel free to let the right hip lift a little bit as you twist. And just breathe deep. It's all open. It's all free here. We don't have anything holding us back or stopping us from breathing. Breathing deep. Just a little bit of sigh from me there. Good. Good. Come back to the center. Very nice. And let's move ourselves onto all fours. We're going to get into our throat chakra now. First, starting to open the throat, and then we're going to squeeze it just a little bit. We'll take a little experience together, making sound with cat and cow. The throat chakra is all about communication, how we can speak our truth, but then also listen to others. So, some sound with cat and cow. As we drop our belly and extend our gaze, we're going to sigh it out nice and loud like a tiger. So just take a breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Open your throat. Now inhale, close your mouth. Pull up, arch the back. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Or roar it. Whatever you can do. Inhale, arch. Exhale, roar. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come back to neutral. Swing your legs around and get onto your back. That was opening up the throat. Now we're going to squeeze it with halasana and shoulder stand. Couple of options for us today. Have a block and a strap close by you. You may or may not decide to use it. So we're going to lay on our back to start. The first choice, a modified version of this, might be to take our hips on the block, just on the lowest level. So there's a little bit of elevation there. And then extend the legs up to the sky. If this feels hard because your hamstrings are tight, you may then take the strap around the feet and have that lift there. So this is kind of a modified version of a shoulder stand. And if this is too easy for you and you would like a little more, then you're going to come off that block and we're going to squeeze our throat with halasana plow pose. So a little bit of energy, bringing our toes up overhead. It's going to be, oops, I knew that would happen. I tried to adjust my microphone and I flipped it off. This does not do great for my mic. It's kind of tucked under my chin, but that's okay. All right, so we're up and we're squeezing our throat and we can feel our weight shifted toward our shoulders. Let's take a little pressure off by having our hands on our back and lifting those legs up to the sky. And we're in that shoulder stand. Remember, if it's hard, use the block. It's okay if it's hard, but if it's impossible, then use the block and make it possible, right? Good. So we're squeezing our throat chakra a little bit here with the idea that sometimes it's our turn to listen while others speak. But of course, we also need our turn to speak our truth. So let's lower ourselves down. If you have a block under you, remove it. Then take your legs to the mat and you'll scoot just a little bit so that we're laying flat. We need to open up our throat and chest from that squeeze. So lift onto your elbows, arch your back, and take the top of the head to the floor. You can rest your head on a block if your head doesn't quite touch. Now you can see that your throat is completely open. My microphone is no longer squished. And we can feel how it's our turn to speak our truth once more. If you want to add a little abdominals, lift your legs, lift the hands. Then there's that third chakra again. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Nicely done. Let's take a little happy baby. Grab onto your ankles, grab onto your knees, whatever. Rock back and forth and just go ha, 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 ha. Once more, ha, 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 ha. Very good throat chakra work. Pull your legs in towards you. And gently, or rock and roll, however you get there, let's come to sit. Extending our legs out in front of us to prepare ourselves for the third eye chakra. Right in between our eyes, it symbolizes vision. So in order to look forward to insight into our future, that sort of thing, knowledge. So let's bend our right knee, pull it up. If you're really tight here, you might elevate yourself on a blanket or a bolster. Also, you can utilize a strap by taking it around your left foot there. This is Janu Sirsasana A. Let's take a moment to think as we breathe. So inhale, lift. Exhale, come forward. Grab on. If you can grab your foot, you don't necessarily need that strap. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Now think for a moment into your past. In yoga, we're always trying to be present, which is good. But sometimes when we're doing the third eye chakra, I like to look into our past. Not to dwell on it, but to learn from it. So think of something that might have happened to you that has shaped you, that has changed you. And perhaps you are a different person because of it. It's learning from the past. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, switch sides. So put your right foot into that strap and pull the left foot out. Sit nice and tall once again. Inhale. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold back down into it. And this time, think about how that thing that happened in your past might be able to shape your future. Or maybe because of what you learned in the past, it's going to help you to change your future. So now just think forward of how you might find your way to change. And it's just beautiful breathing in and out through your nose, letting go and finding release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Nicely done. Before we leave the third eye chakra behind, let's put a little power into that source of energy with a dolphin's pose. So on our hands and knees, bring your forearms to the floor. I like to just clasp my hands together or press them to the ground. It doesn't really matter, but we want to energize our shoulders, our forearms, our triceps, that kind of thing. And let's lift onto our toes. Walk your way forward if you can. And just look at the floor. Our head is not on the floor. But as we look to the floor, we can feel lots of blood flow coming down right in between our eyes. This is great for our sinuses. It's great to release sinus pressure if we are dealing with that. Plus, we're getting some power through our upper body. So back to that third chakra once more. Good. Keep breathing. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. Drop your knees down and bring your arms back for just a moment. So it's kind of a child's pose where we press our third eye to the floor. If your third eye doesn't reach the ground, take a block and just rest your third eye on the floor. Close your eyes. Think about what you've learned in just this small moment that we've had together. What you've learned maybe about your physical practice, about your memories, about your insight into your future. And with that, we're going to move to our last chakra, the crown chakra right at the base of the head. And a lot of things that can be done to help stimulate this. Meditation is one of them. We'll end with some meditation, but first we're going to put a little pressure on the top of our head. So remove that block if you have one, and we're going back to that rabbit pose that we started in with the option to go deeper if you wish. So take your hands to the mat about shoulder width apart and bring your head forward. So it's like a triangle. We have our hands back and the top of our head on the floor. Top of the head, not the forehead. That's really important if you want to move forward into more of an inversion. So you can stay right here if you want. Head on the ground, hands supporting you. It's a really good supported, rooted position. If you want to go a little deeper, you might lift onto your feet and take your knees onto your elbows. Then you're putting all that good weight into your head, but your hands and your arms are helping you out here. We are not, it's a headstand for sure, but we're also very much supported by the other chakras that have come before us. We can feel the root. We can feel our hips. We can feel our abdominals working hard. Our heart is open here. Our throat is exposed. Our third eye, we're just gazing around. We're not closing our eyes. We're not trying to ignore this. And then our top of the head is on the floor. All 7 chakras involved working together. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Gently release. Come back down onto your knees. Now take your forehead to the floor into a child's pose. Third eye on the ground, helping the blood flow to rush back into the rest of the body, out of the head. And one more moment of insight into the experience that we've had today. Good. Let's lift up and roll onto your back to prepare yourself for Savasana. So get comfortable laying down, blankets on top of you, bolsters underneath your knees, whatever it is you need to relax in this space. And before I let you completely float away to Savasana, go ahead and get settled. And I'll ask you those 2 questions that we did right at the beginning. This is our little bit of meditation upon our experience. So what of the 7 chakras felt really good today? The poses felt good, or the energy felt good. It felt like that chakra was at home in your body. Maybe that's where you have a really great sense of balance already. Now, which of the 7 chakras felt a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging? Maybe the energy was a little off. Maybe the poses felt a little foreign today. That might just mean that chakra needs to be brought up a little bit. We can do a little work there. Yoga is always trying to help us to learn about our body, learn about our energy and emotion, have this moment of discovery that we can take off the mat with us. Now, with those thoughts in mind, just settle into your space, into the stillness and quiet. Take a few moments of Savasana. And when it's time, I will wake you up with the 7 tones of the chakras. So just go ahead and enjoy your rest, and I will wake you up when it's time. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your entire body. And roll over to one side in fetal pose. Gently press up to a comfortable seated position and bring your hands to heart center, hopefully feeling beautifully balanced for the rest of your day today. And I'll leave you with this quote by Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathe in deeply to bring your mind home to your body. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaste.